Hello, everyone. This is Lindsay from Imaginary Rebel Art Studio. I am using a app called StreamYard. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if there's an echo or if you can't hear me, if there's weird sounds. Let me know. It's something I'm trying. So I'm going to just cover my space for a second. Okay. It looks like you can see me. Hi. Here's my face. This is me, Lindsay. So yeah, I'm using StreamYard to kind of try this out to see if you could see my face and then also my painting. And it looks like you can, so yay. But again, I'm hearing an echo, so if you could comment and let me know if you hear an echo or if you can't hear me, maybe just put a comment. And then I should be able to see your comments, hopefully. So maybe someone just please comment and say hi or something, or say the volume's okay, or you can hear me, basically. You don't hear the echo? That's good, because I hear the echo. But you don't hear it? That's awesome. Okay, well, welcome. I'm just going to say hi. They can finally see my face. So I am the designer, creator of Imaginary Rebel Art Studio. Tonight we're doing a vintage chicken. And so, as usual, you need an apron or some type of clothing that you don't want to get, or things you don't mind getting dirty, I guess. These are the colors we're going to use today, kind of a burgundy red, green, yellow, tan, black, and white. Pretty much, I always use Anita's paints. That's what I'm using tonight, with the exception of this is Liquid X, I think, for the white, because it's a thicker white. And so I'm also going to be using some water for my brushes. And the brushes we're going to use tonight is, this one is like a 3/4 flat brush. It's kind of a bigger one. And this is a number 3 round brush. And then at the end, I'm going to use a palette knife, or if you don't have a palette knife, you can use like a business card. I have a card from my work. That will work too. So I think that there are people who are going to be following along tonight, which I'm super excited. So for those that are doing that, just say hi as you come on. And I think that's it. So I'm going to get started, but I am going to take my face off so you can just see the chicken. But I just wanted to say hey, and then I'll come on at the end. So I'm going to just do that. Okay, so let's get started. So for the background, we're going to use tan and white. And so I'm just going to kind of mix those together. And so for those who are joining us today, if you can kind of just say, where you're from, so we can all say hi. While that is happening, we're just going to kind of make these kind of X type of strokes. So just kind of like this. I did mix the tan and the white together. It's a very small screen. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that yet. I just started this tonight. So let's see if I can choose the layout. There we go. Is that better? Hopefully. Hopefully that looks better. It's bigger on my side. Perfect. Awesome. Then you're just going to see the screen anyway. All right. So again, I'm just kind of making these X strokes with the tan and the white. Just kind of blending it together. So this app actually is pretty cool. It's called StreamYard, and I'm basically going live on my group, on my page, and on YouTube all at the same time. And you can kind of see me sometimes as well, so that's pretty cool. I like it. So when we're doing this background, wanting to get as close to the stencil as possible. And so I do pre-trace everything, but you can do it just from memory. For me, this is kind of easier and quicker. How's everybody's night going? Happy Friday. I know I'm feeling a lot better. I was pretty down out yesterday with vertigo, so that part sucked, but much better today. So get to paint today. Excited. Yeah, so Facebook user, I'm hoping that's Lori. It doesn't say Lori's name, but I'm hoping that's Lori. She brought a kit for me today, so hopefully we're doing this together. Yay! So right now we're just painting the background with the white and the tan. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be messy. It's okay. Yay, Lolo. Welcome. So hopefully everything in the kit is what you need. Let me know if there was something that I forgot. Hopefully it's all good. And hopefully you have a good time painting with me. So for those of you who don't know, I do sell these kits on my website. I basically give you the paint, the brushes, the canvas with the design on it, everything you need to do the painting. So again, we're just going to go as close to the line as possible. We are going to paint over the legs, but because they're drawn like this, you should still be able to see it through the paint. So you can kind of see it still. How was everybody's week so far? Anything exciting and new? Great. I'm so glad the kit is perfect. That's awesome. Okay, so now that we're pretty much getting to the end of doing the background, that's kind of what it should look like. So that is pretty much gonna be the only part that we're gonna use the larger brush for. So we don't really need that larger brush anymore. And we are going to be leaving the chicken white, except for the things we paint on top of it, but this part is gonna stay white, like the canvas white. So we're not gonna paint that extra white, it's just gonna stay the way that is. So I'm gonna get my round brush, which is this is a 3, or this is a 2. So what we're gonna do first is paint the top of the head there, and we're gonna take the burgundy right here, or the red, not sure which color I put in the kit, but basically the red part. And we're just gonna do this top part. Hopefully I gave you some different size options for the brushes. So basically just the smaller brush. Nobody has anything exciting going on this week? I'm trying to think. I probably don't have anything either, really. I have a paint party on Monday at Rivers Place in Bend. That's going to be the Highlander Spring Cow, which I'm excited for. I also possibly will be having a location in Redmond soon. I already have the ad on my Facebook page and I think on the group. Still ironing out the time, but I'm excited. Okay, so there's this little red part of his head. I don't know. All right, now we're gonna do this part. And so we're gonna be using tan, red, and a little bit of white to do this part of the neck. All right. So just for FYI, pretty much everyone except for my mom, it all says Facebook user. So if you could put your name maybe next to when you're making comments. I don't know why it does that, but I'm learning. I'm learning it. Okay, so for this part, we're going to get a little bit of the red, a little tan, and a little white. And we're just going to go like this. Just kind of strokes up and down. And again, just a little bit of red, a little more white maybe, some tan. Just get to right to that edge of the pencil. So you definitely want it to be a lighter red than this color. Kind of like a pink. And so for me, I do not use a lot of water on my brush really ever. And unless I'm changing to a different color. I don't like the watery look. That's kind of your preference, but I like this look better. Looks like darker, fuller. Sometimes if you use too much water, it just looks kind of like you've used too much water essentially. So, that's what I do basically is I just use the slightest, tiniest amount of water that I can use. If anyone has any questions while I'm doing this, just, put it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them as we go along. And this is being recorded, so if I go too fast, you should be able to watch it shortly after the video ends. And it's okay if you kind of go outside the lines. You're going to be outlining everything in black at the end, so it's okay. I need a little bit more tan, a little more white. Tomorrow I'm doing a bicycle painting. That's tomorrow at 1. Hopefully the same way if this is a success, which so far it's doing pretty good. You can use a larger size brush to do this part. I just like the smaller brushes. Sometimes a larger stroke will make it just not look as good. So again, that's kind of more of a preference. So if you like the larger, rounder brushes, then you can use that too. All right, so that part's done for right now. Okay, so the next part we're going to do are these flowers. So there are red flowers here, here, and there's one here and here. So we're going to start that right now. So we're going to be using the red again with some white. Oh, the chicken dance. Yes. Everyone knows the chicken dance. It's at every wedding. I especially remember that one. It was fun. All right. So we're going to start over here with this rose. And we're going to basically just put a little bit of red on the tip of your brush and just a little bit of white as well, like that. And then we're just going to do brush strokes like this kind of. So we're basically like turning your wrist. So it should just like be like this kind of round motion. And then we're going to do it again on the second row here. And you basically just continue that inward. So basically we're just kind of getting the basic part of the rose going. And you're going to put other strokes in there. This is just kind of the basis. Then we're going to go over here to this one. And again, just kind of basically just going to go in a circle essentially. So you should see little white areas in between slightly. And you're going to add some white to it later, so that's okay. And then we're going to go over to this one. So again, just kind of the white and the red together. So you're kind of pushing down and pulling up. And kind of turning your wrist at the same time. And then right here is red as well. So we're just going to again kind of so those are the flowers for right now. Now we're going to do the yellow flowers, which are right here and right here. And again, you're going to take the yellow and the white. So a tad bit of white, tad bit of yellow. And the same thing, just going to little drags. Now, if you wanted this to be darker, you don't have to put as much white in there. I don't know if I can. Let me see. Let me see if there's a layout. Let me try to do this other thing. It's going to be a little shaky. It's on a mount, so I'm trying to see if I can lower the mount down a little bit more. Hang on just a second. There we go. So I think that's about as close as I'm going to get it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can get any closer. Yeah, I think that's it. So unfortunately, that's as close as I can get it. I can try and work on that for tomorrow. Okay, we're going to go back to doing the yellow and the white. And you do want to kind of go over the stencil or the pencil. You are also going to be outlining this in black, so don't worry about it too much. All right. I'm going to try to, does it look straight? I'm trying to make it look so you can see it better here. Okay. All right, and now we're going to move on to the leaves. So there's leaves here, and then there's leaves over here as well. So we're going to be using this green with the white. So you're just going to get a little bit of green and then a little bit of white together on your brush. Just kind of go up the middle. A little more white. And then you're just going to kind of outline these guys and then just paint it like that. Same thing on this side. If it looks a little too white, we can add a little bit of green. So really we're just kind of outlining it and filling it in with the white and the green. And then when it gets kind of too dark, then you can add some white to it. How's it going? Am I going too fast? Am I going at a good pace? Okay. There's also leaves kind of off of the flowers. And so how you would make that is really just kind of go like that. So it's like a curve and then another curve just to make the leaf. So there's one right there. There's one over here. So again, just kind of a curve, another curve. These ones are a little bit smaller leaves. There's one right here. And I don't think there's one right there. So there's that. So now these right here are also like this kind of leaf. So we're just gonna first draw this line, and we're using again the green and the white together. Okay, so for these leaves, we're gonna still get the white and the green, but this time we're gonna start at the base of it, and you're just gonna push down and pull up. Push down, pull up. So push down, pull up, like that. So push down, pull up, push down, pull up. And they kind of should be spaced out a little bit. Push down, pull up. And then on the tip here, there's one. So push down, pull up. And then we're going to do the same exact thing to these little lines. So get a little green, get a little white. Push down, pull up. Doing okay so far? For those of you just joining, we do have some people that are painting with us tonight. So I'm just checking on them. Okay, perfect. For the side one, you can kind of do smaller ones. Okay. So that's pretty much done. We're going to go back to the yellow and do his beak. And then for the eye, we're going to paint it black, and then we're going to put a little white on top. Okay. And we're going to let that dry for a second before we put the white on top. So we're going to go back to the green with the smaller brush like you've been using. And you're just going to kind of put it in there. And again, a little bit in the white. and you're just going to do little dots. Just kind of all over. All right. All right, so this next part, we're going to put some green on the legs right here. So again, the green and the white together. You want a good mixture of green and white there. And then we're going to do it over here on this side. Okay. All right, so now we're pretty much almost done. We just have to do some highlights and outline it in black. So right now we're going to do this part. We're going to put some highlights. So we're going to get some white. Oh, I need more white. Lolo, also, if I don't give you enough paint, let me know. I think I gave enough paint, but let me know if there's needed more. All right, so we're going to get some white, and we're going to put just some white strikes, kind of, or strokes, I guess. Kind of randomly in a way, like that. There's also going to be one on the nose. I'm also going to put a little bit more on the flowers. Not really in the center, but on the outside. And then you are going to take some of the red, just the red, not with white, just red on its own. And then kind of do the same thing, just kind of make little strokes kind of around it on the red rosé part. And you are going to put some of the bread also kind of streaks in here as well. Just a couple like that. You're also going to use the red a little bit, again, just by itself on the tip of the brush. And we're just going to do like little kind of highlights with it, low light, just on some of them, not all of them. Just wherever. It doesn't have to be like mind specific, it just on a couple of them. And then we are going to take the white and kind of do little highlights in the leaves a little bit. Again, not all of them, just kind of random. Okay, so now we're pretty much done with all of that. Now let's real quick though, before we get to the black, get a little tiny bit of white on your brush and just do a little tiny dot in the eye. Okay, so the last part of this really is using the black. So the black, we're not going to use any white with it. It's just going to be black. And you're really just going to outline, but we're not going to do a straight line. We're going to kind of go like this. Just to make sure I cover up the pencil though. And again, so not a straight line. You have to have some breaks. Or it's up to you. If you want a straight line, if that looks better to you, do a straight line. Like, let's say if you messed up a little bit, you can do more of a straight line and then they wouldn't even see it. And then on here, we're going to go kind of down on one side. Like that. And then kind of right here at his legs. And you are going to outline the pencil for the legs and the feet. And really you're just going to use the tip of your brush to do that. Okay, and then we're going to kind of outline the flowers and the leaves. So similar, we're just going to do like one side when it comes to the leaves. And again, kind of with the red, we're not going to do every leaf, just kind of every other leaf, whatever looks good to you. Maybe I'll do. And then same thing with up here, kind of just, or on the flip side, if you want to do it to all of them, you can. That's up to you. All right, we're also going to do the flowers. So again, tip of your brush just needs the black. And on each of the flowers, right in the middle, we're going to do a couple dots. Like that. And you're going to do that in each flower. That's why I didn't want you to put the white in the middle. And then kind of like everything else, we're just going to kind of do outline. But again, not full outline. And again, that's your preference. I just do kind of a half. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as the chicken goes. So you can leave it like this, and just leave it the way this is. The original has some black outline on the outside, which I'm going to show two ways. I'm going to show with a palette knife, and then I'm also going to show with like a business card as well. So for that part, for the first one, I'm going to do the palette knife. So you kind of just put your knife down in it, kind of just get a good amount of black on there. And then you just kind of start wherever on the borders. So we're just going to go smear. If that makes you like freak out, if that's scary, I totally understand. You don't have to do this. This is just kind of what the original one has on it. And then you just kind of go down the side. Let's see if you can see it. There we go. Like that. Or if you want to use, if you don't have a palette knife, you can use like a business card or like maybe an old credit card or whatever. And similar, you can just kind of put it through the black. You can kind of see that. Just kind of get it on the edge. And similarly, you just kind of drag it. Let's see if you can see it here. You know, at the bottom here. You know, just kind of go like that. But again, you don't have to do that. That's just kind of how the original is. So just kind of adds a little bit more of like a rustic appeal, I guess. And there you go. There is the vintage chicken. And of course, you always want to initial the edge over here. I usually will do like my initials and then maybe the year. So any questions before I end it? Again, tomorrow we're doing a like pretty bicycle with some flowers. That will be at 1. And let's see here if I can make myself like picture again. I don't know. I might have to change the layout here. Okay. So everyone have a great night, and thank you so much for watching and participating. And if you have any questions, let me know. Just do a comment or email me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.